Welcome back to another episode of First and 10 with Rams head coach Brad Sherrod. This week we are in the West Campus Library. I see a be quiet area over there because normally you come to a library and you want to be quiet, so we'll try to keep it down as much as we can. But how can we keep the excitement down for the Rams, who have started 4-0 now, first time in history? They beat two ranked teams in those first four games. Last game before the bye, which is this last weekend, the last game the Rams played was up in Goodwell, Oklahoma, against Oklahoma Panhandle State with a 49-21 Texas Wesleyan victory. In that game, the Rams 543 yards, 278 through the air, 265 on the ground. Coach, how hard is it to achieve such a balanced offense like you did against OPSU?
Well, we do a good job of really just controlling the clock. You know, we really want to think run first before we think passing the football. And if you can run the football, it's going to open up the passing game for us. So I think our philosophy on defense is exactly what I want it to be, is to establish the run. I think our offensive line has gotten better every week, and it's allowing us to do that, to do those things, and it's open up the passing game for Carson and AJ Bob to get the ball to those guys.
And the Rams are number 2 in scoring, not only in the Sooner Athletic Conference, but in the NAIA as well, which leads me to this question about your offensive coordinator, Fran Johnson, the great Fran Johnson, because he runs some pretty good plays out there. So how good is it to have that balanced offense with Fran calling the plays?
Well, you know, when I took this job over, you know, I definitely looked at how many points we were scoring on offense, and Fran is someone I definitely wanted to retain on his staff because I thought he did a great job. But I also looked at the time of possession too. You know, we were scoring a lot of points, but we also led the league in time of possession. So, which told me that he kind of had that philosophy of let's get ahead, but let's start managing the game a little bit to give ourselves a chance to get out of the game and win the ball game. So, to have Fran is a big help. I think our offense continued to click and doing the things that they've done in the past. So, their learning curve was a lot greater than the defense, so they're right on course to doing what they did last year. But there's still areas to improve. I think once our offensive line really gets to the point where they're gelling together, I think you're going to see a even more explosive offense.
And Ernie Caesar, the great Flash, Ernie Caesar, 14 touchdowns, 12 rushing. He's caught 2 touchdown passes. That's over half of the 26 touchdowns the Rams have scored. I don't know what other questions to ask other than how much more amazing can Flash be?
Well, he's dynamic. There's no doubt about it. You know, to give him the touches that he has, and I don't even think he's had over 100 yards rushing, but he's had like 4 touchdowns in those last 2 games. So, and some of it's just been a heady football player and seeing what he can get and getting the most out of it. So, once again, but that goes to the credit of Ernie being able to see it, but also our offensive line being able to create those openings for him. And it goes to credit to Fran of leveraging the defense as well. And that just gives him a chance to get in the touchdowns, make some touchdowns for us. So I'm real happy with him and his explosiveness, and just been a dominant player the way that he is.
And as Coach mentioned, Caesar 87.5 yards per game, which isn't too shabby in itself. Another guy that's not too shabby is quarterback Carson Rogers. He's number 2 in the Sooner Athletic Conference in efficiency. How much progress does he make on a weekly basis?
Well, you know, I thought this last game he did a great job of just taking what the defense gave us, and then when they gave us those big opportunities for big plays, he took advantage of those as well. So I thought this probably was one of his better games, and I think we will see him continue to keep growing as the season goes and make good decisions. And I thought he managed the game very well. I thought he did a great job of that. He's really, truly a leader out on that football field for us. He does a great job of really leading the offense and getting them on point of understanding what we want to get accomplished out there. So I'm really, really pleased with him. He's just another extension of the coaching staff out there on the field. So we're really pleased with him.
On the other side of the ball, the Rams are tops in the NAIA and in the Sooner Athletic Conference in 4 different categories, which leads to the question, how is new defensive coordinator this year's first year, Keith Houston, how is he doing with that great defense?
Well, Keith's doing a great job. You know, I think one of the things that he's really good at is in-game adjustments. I think he really does a great job with that. And really you need to be that type of coordinator today to be able to have in-game adjustments and do those things. So I'm really pleased with the way our defense is developing. But I still believe we have a lot more to get better at. Just because we didn't have the spring, and we're starting to really come together as a defense and starting to understand the defense and the philosophy of it and just the pieces of where people are on the defense. And because that's important. You need to know where your help is and the things that you can do and what you can't do. So I think as we go, we'll add some things to our defense to give us a better chance every week to present some new stuff that we weren't able to install in the spring, which our guys are picking up everything that we're doing right now. And but the biggest thing is that they're playing hard and they're running to the football. And to me, those are the two things that you have to have on defense. You have to play hard and run to the football, game tackle, and that's the things that we need to make sure we're looking for every week.
There's Rams all over the place in every category, including special teams, which is Jason, Mr. Electric, Price, who's number 2 in the Sooner Athletic Conference in kick returns. How scary is he?
Well, once again, there's another dynamic player with the ball in his hands. So we're trying to get things done where we can, when he's returning, that he has an opportunity to hopefully score a touchdown. Those are the things that we work on every week because we got a dynamic returner. So we're going to try to set up some returns and along with some pressure things, try to get the ball out fast so he'll have a chance to get some yardage there too. So, but it's exciting to have him back there. It's a pleasure. He's very good with the ball back there. He secures the ball. So to me, he's the type of player you want to have out there.
And staying on the special teams side of the Rams, boy, how happy are you with kicking, both punting, extra points, kickoffs? How happy are you with your kicking crew?
I'm extremely happy with our kicking, our specialists. They're doing a great job. We work at it every day. We probably spend more time on special teams than any team in the country, I feel like. But those guys have done a great job. You think about Max. Max had a little slow start that first game, but he's bounced back, done a great job with the kickoffs. Diego's done a great job of being our punt guy, our field goal guy, and securing us some points there. And then Tyler's done a great job of punting the football. We want to take advantage of what he does. He can really boom it. So we don't try to put any restrictions on him where to put the ball. We just get great height and get it deep and give our guys a chance to cover. So he's done a great job of that. And I believe as the years go, he will get better at learning how to place that ball and do things in that nature. But right now, he has such a big leg, we want to try to take advantage of that.
I remember Coach Sherrod saying in our very first and 10 this season that they spend 40 minutes, the Rams do, on special teams. And I mentioned that, I think, in our first broadcast. And my broadcast partner, Will Connolly, at the time kind of looked at me like, 40 minutes? And we're going, wow. But it shows, though, with the kicking, the punting, the kickoffs, everything, and the holding and the snapping as well. Bye week, last week, before that you beat OPSU. Another bye week coming up in a couple weeks after your game this week. But how did you spend your bye week? What do you do during your bye?
Well, it's an opportunity for the kids to get a couple of days off from football, give them a chance to get in the classroom, catch up on their schoolwork, make sure they're going to class, things of that nature. So we really try to take advantage of that. We practice a very light practice. Last week, 3 practices, one of them very light, and really just focused on ourselves, focused on how we ball security, ball disruption, getting the ball out, working on our fundamentals of the game, if it's tackling, if it's just lining up in a proper formation, it's all those things we worked on. And you can do those things without having to be too physical, and we did those things last week, and I thought we got better. I just thought that us just going out there and working through those fundamentals and doing those things, we got better last week, and I want to continue to keep focusing on ourselves during our bye weeks.
Do you get any time to step away briefly, however briefly it is? Do you get some brief step away time from coaching?
We try to take Saturdays and do that, and we did that. And I was able to get home to my family in San Antonio. Friday, Saturday, I came back Sunday morning for our weightlifting and practice. So yeah, we try to get away a little bit, give our coaches a chance to get with their families and be with their families a little bit. But we didn't practice, we didn't work late all week. So our guys were able to leave at 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock, and get home and see their families.
You're from Western North Carolina. A big hurricane that just came through that area, up through Florida and up into even Tennessee last week. Is everything okay with anybody that you know in that area in North Carolina?
Well, my family didn't get it. We're from that Charlotte area, not right outside of that. And I think they might have got some weather, some rain. But the western part of the state did get hit hard, and there's a lot of friends that live up there that I worked at Western Carolina at one time, and they're still friends up there, and I am thinking about them. And I checked on a couple that I could reach, and they hit me back and said they were okay, which is a blessing. So our prayers are with the folks there. They're going through a rough time up there, and I'm hoping that people just try to help them out as much as they can while they're there.
Yeah, absolutely. My wife and I have a lot of friends in Florida and up through that area into Georgia and North Carolina. So we wish them well, and our thoughts and prayers go out to all the people who, survived and lived through that destruction, which was Hurricane Helene. On lighter things, but another bye coming up after the game this weekend against Arkansas Baptist, which we'll get through to here in a second. But another bye coming up after that on October 12th. Is it weird to have a bye, a game, and a bye? I've never seen 2 byes in one season for, a 10, 11 game season.
Yeah, I mean, I've been through that before. We try to find what happens is you couldn't find that 11th game, and so you have that extra bye week. And I've done it when you have 11 games, 12-game season, you had a couple byes in there, but just because of the way things worked out with your schedule. But once again, those are great opportunities for this football team to work on our fundamentals, to stay healthy, and to give us the chance to take a step back a little bit and catch a breather, and then be rested for the month of October and play our games and be ready for the games that we have in the month of October.
Does that affect your rhythm, like not playing 1 week, then playing 1 week, and then not playing another, as far as getting a rhythm down? Does that affect the rhythm at all?
You are concerned about that because you're on such a roll. You want to kind of keep that going. But I thought our guys did a great job of just staying competitive in practice and competing in practice. And to me, I think that's the thing the coaches pushed and wanted our guys to always be competing. We had scrimmages for our younger kids every day and allow those guys to scrimmage and get out there a little bit. And that kind of brought some excitement to the older guys. They wanted to see those younger guys play a little bit. But we always have a competition period during practice and keep that competitive juices going a little bit.
And next up for the Rams, it's the Arkansas Baptist Buffaloes. They've been outscored 91-14. They're 0-3. How do you see those Buffaloes?
Well, looking at them on film, they do have some talent. They have their offensive line. I thought they got probably some of the 2 best looking tackles I've seen from the opponents. But they're struggling a little bit right now, and it's really. Once again, it's about us. It's about focusing on what we do and how we play the game. And I want our kids to always understand that and we don't talk about wins and losses. We just talk about the process of how we go about approaching the game, how we play the game, and the things that's going to allow us to have a chance to win the game. But we never talk about winning, that we have to win. We always just talk about the process that you go through in order to give yourself a chance to win. And as long as we focus on those things, I think we'll be okay.
How much lick-lipping, as it were, is there on offense or defense when they see a team that's given up 91 points and has only scored 14 points?
Well, the players are saying it just as much as I'm saying. We need to stay humble. We need to stay humble in how we play our game and what we do and where our head is. I don't want us thinking about what other teams have done and how many points they've given up. I want us to think about how we block, how we run, how we get lined up. Do we stay on our blocks? Do we get off a block? Are we getting the ball out on defense? Are we gang tackling like we're supposed to? Just all those little things turn into big things as the game goes on. And we just need to really focus on us and take care of what we do. So it's just the process of winning.
So it's this Saturday, October 5th, the first Saturday in October, and it's not Crowley multi-purpose stadium where the Rams have called home for the last year and a half. It's Panther Stadium in Crowley, where North Crowley plays. So Google that and find out directions to an older Panther Stadium, but it's not CISD, the Crowley multi-purpose ISD Stadium. So what about playing in an older stadium like that? Does that affect you at all after playing in the beautiful gym? Then you go to an older, not that Crowley Stadium is, North Crowley Stadium, Panther Stadium isn't nice, but does that affect you anymore?
No. You know what? A football field is a football field, and our kids just want to play. And I think they're excited just to be playing. And to me, it doesn't matter what the facility is. I've been at programs where the facilities haven't been great, but our kids are always excited about just being able to have a chance to play. And that's what our guys are. We're just excited to have a chance to play. And this week it's at Panther Stadium, it's at the ISD's multi-purpose stadium. And I don't think it really matters. It's just about having the opportunity to go out there and compete and play.
And if you can't make it to Panther Stadium for the game on Friday, we'll have it via the Antler Sports Network and ramsports.net for you on Saturday, October 5th at Panther Stadium. So we'll see you out there, Coach. Good luck, and go Rams. Keep it going. We need a fin, 5-0 for the Rams.
That's it. That's our goal.
Good luck, Coach, and Rams. And until next time, for Coach Brad Sherrod and James McBride and Kenneth Flowers and Ricky Dotson, Jimmy the St. Christopher saying, see you next time on First and 10.